IMT uses a traditional multi-lock style Kelly bar, whereas the MRP-400 offers a J-lock style Kelly bar.
Another great advantage about IMT is the fact that it can support both types of Kelly bars. So it can support the multi-lock, which is the IMT traditional style, as well as the J-lock style.
Traditionally, IMT comes with a multi-lock style Kelly bar. However, our rotaries are adaptable to use a J-lock style as well, whereas the Marini comes with the traditional J-lock style. So that's another difference between the two machines. The biggest difference is, I'm Mike Dobrota and this is TerraQUIP Talk. After years of providing drilling equipment solutions, I know that a project success hinges on reliable, high-quality rigs that meet your needs. So if you're ready to make smarter equipment decisions and build stronger foundations, let's get started. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the differences between the MRP-400 and the IMT A45, which are our two models that are overlapping from different manufacturers. One of them, the A45, obviously from IMT, and the MRP-400 from Marini. And they're both in the 16, 17 ton class rig. By the end of this video, I hope you will have enough ideas to choose what is best for you, what the differences are, what their advantages and the benefits are for each machine. However, please know we are supporting both of them. We think both of these machines are great, each for an individual purpose. So keep in mind, this is not just an interesting focus point for our clients, but very interesting for our suppliers as well from Italy, both Marini and IMT. But before we get into it, I just want to say, although they are overlapping in terms of class and overall weight, they are vastly different machines with different advantages, which make them unique, different capabilities as well. So what I'll do is we're going to be watching this video first from Marini MRP-400 and then a video from IMT A45. So what we'll do is I'll stop every single time and I'll add my comments and I'll try to compare from the perspective of each machine. So there's some really cool images there at the factory, of the Marini factory in Italy. I've been there. If you have the chance, I know I am saying in every single podcast episode, if you got the chance to go to the Marini factory or the IMT in Italy, it's a really nice experience. They're very hospitable people and the area there is beautiful. And with this video here, we are going to be talking about the very, very first big difference between the two machines. The MRP, the Marini, come with an MTronic system, which is basically a very full, in-depth management system of the rig that gives you not only the drilling parameters such as depth and inclination, but gives you the ability to go a little bit more in depth when it comes to hydraulic power, horsepower, crowd force, rotary, as well as it gives Marini, the supplier, the chance to log remotely from Italy and help us with diagnosis in case there's any issues. You can see there the operator choosing between the different drilling technologies, between Kelly and CFA. So just to give you an example, when the operator chooses between Kelly bar and CFA technology, the machine behaves in different ways. For just to give a simple example, maybe the slew bearing speed will become, the slewing speed will become much slower in CFA because obviously you've got all that weight on the top, so it's about stability. There's many different behavioral items here. I'm not going to get into too many details because we don't have the time. But in general, the MTronic is, as I said, the biggest difference between the two machines because IMT A45 offers a more simple machine with simple inclinometer and depth. That's a really nice shot there. You can see the range of Marini with both the micro drilling rig as well as the piling rig, the MRP-400 there in the background. That's a really cool shot. So obviously the drilling technology here is CFA that the Marini MRP-400 is presented in. Okay, so in terms of the, let's say, capabilities and the power values between the two machines, the MRP-400 and the A45. So the A45, for instance, offers a torque of 45 kilonewton meters, and the MRP-400 offers a torque of 40 kilonewton meters. So 4.5 tons versus 4 tons, very similar values. And then in terms of the maximum depth in CFA, the MRP-400 does 11 meters, very similar with the IMT A45 as well. That's another difference right here. You can see the star auger cleaner on the MRP-400, and this is something that the A45 doesn't have, simply because the pull-down winch is located in that location, and that's why there's not much space that you can add there, the star auger cleaner. Keep in mind that the auger cleaner is something more for larger machines. When it comes to the A45, given the fact that it's, and the MRP-400, it's only drilling about 7-8 meters in general, let's say, not the maximum depth, but in general, it's not really such a paramount item. Okay, another vastly different difference here between the MRP-400 and the A45 is the fact that the MRP-400 comes with a boom articulation. So it's using the actual excavator boom compared to the A45, which, although it's installed on the same base machine, it uses a parallelogram system. And what the boom does in CFA, it actually offers a further reach from the machine, from the track with the mast, whereas the A45 is a little bit closer to its body. Okay, in terms of easy and fast conversion, both machines are pretty easy to convert from Kelibar to CFA, and that's simply because of their size. They're only 16.5 tons. They're not that difficult, 16, 17. They're not that difficult to convert from one technology to the other. Okay, you can see there the operator choosing a higher hydraulic power for the rotary or the crowd force. And you can see here how the boom articulation works on the Marini and how it's connected to the mast. Another massive difference right there. We're just gonna go back 1 second, back to the articulation. You can see there the way the Marini achieves the tilting left and right is through a vertical piston that's connected there to a turntable, whereas the A45, the way it's achieving the tilting left to right is by using the tilting cylinders. So the traditional parallelogram system with the two tilting cylinders on the IMT. So you can see there the machine in Kelibar this time. You can see the Kelibar through the rotary. The Kelibars are also very different between Marini and IMT. IMT uses a traditional multi-lock style Kelibar, whereas the MRP-400 offers a J-lock style Kelibar. Another difference is the side shift there on the Marini, the vertical side shift of the, sorry, not the side shift, but vertical shift of the mast up and down, achieved by means of a crowd cylinder. Another difference between the two machines is the fact that the auxiliary winch on the MRP-400 is situated on the back of the mast at the top, whereas on the A45 is still situated on the back of the mast, but literally at the bottom, right above the main winch. And the reason for this is just the way they are configured, because one of them, going back to the parallelogram, one of them, the A45 has the parallelogram and the MRP-400 has just a boom articulation. In terms of the values, again, we spoke about the torque, now about the rotary speed. The A45 achieves a maximum speed of about 60 RPM, whereas the MRP-400 has slightly more, has 75 RPM, which I guess is a little bit easier to discharge the tool. In terms of the maximum diameter they can drill, and in terms of the main winch, again, very similar values with 1.2 meters on the Marini MRP-400 is and approximately 1 meter diameter maximum drilling on the A45. In terms of operating weight, so similar. 16.3 kilos, the MRP-400s, and the A45, 16.5 kilos. That's a really cool shot there. Besides being a very great shot, from a videography perspective, it also gives us the chance to see how far in front the MRP-400 can reach because of the boom articulation. And you will see in the next video with the A45 how much closer it is to the body of the machine. That's pretty much the video for the MRP-400. I'm going to move now into having a look at the A45. Just quickly, guys, if you need reliable drilling equipment for your next project, at TerraQUIP Drilling Equipment, we offer tailored solutions with top-tier support that meets your needs. Contact us using the link below to find out more. Now back to the episode. I will just say this. It's slightly weird because I've made this video and it's me talking there about the A45, but that's okay. I just had some more comments and comparisons with the MRP-400, so bear with me on this one. It's only 2 minutes long.
Machine. I mean, there's so many other manufacturers that build exactly the same class of piling rigs, the 16-tonner.
Okay, so until now we spoke about the, let's say the differences between the two machines. As the massive similarity now between the two machines is the fact that both of them, same as with many other manufacturers that choose this base, is the Eurocomach base. So both Marini and IMT, they choose to, as a base for this class of machines, the Eurocomach ESP-100. Now, why do they choose this? There's a few reasons. So Eurocomach is an Italian manufacturer, so it's there in Italy, number one. Number two, it offers quite a lot of power for this size of excavator, for this size of machine. And then number three, the most important, it offers extendable undercarriage. So it's a really, really good base for a piling rig because of its power, because of the stability, and quite a good supply and even support worldwide. I'd say the Eurocomach are pretty good. And the reason why I'm saying in this video, now what's so great about this machine, because there's literally like 5 or 6 manufacturers out there that use the Eurocomach ESP-100. What's so different about IMT? Well, now let's go into the differences back again. The A45 compared to the MRP-400 or compared to any other brand that I'm aware of, uses, instead of the articulation, the boom articulation from the excavator, uses a parallelogram system, which allows the verticality to be maintained when you're jibbing away or towards the machine.
On this same exact base, which is the Eurocomach ESP-100. First and foremost is the parallelogram system, which is the connection between the mast and the base machine. This system here allows for a series of advantages which can't be found in any of the other models in this class. So the main advantage with the parallelogram system is the verticality when you're booming down or up away from the base machine, because it maintains the verticality. Another advantage is, of course, during transport, because you can lay the mast flat back.
That's right. So another difference is the fact that it transports with a mast back, whereas majority of the other manufacturers like GX, Marini, the mast leans forward
rather than in front of the rig, so it saves on the compatibility of the machine. Another really important advantage is the fact that it offers a more sturdy and robust structure.
So everybody knows when it comes to hard rock drilling, IMT, regardless of the class, they're doing really well. It's a very robust machine, very strong. They invest a lot in the articulation, and not only that, but I've said it in previous episodes, they research a lot, and they looked at how to bring the center of the pile as close as possible to the center of the gravity of the machine, and to have as much weight on the tool, basically on the Kelly bar. So you can have all the torque in the world, like I said it, but if you haven't got the weight to sit on it, it's pretty useless. So IMT, this is what they're really good at, Kelly bar, and the fact that it's got this parallelogram system, which is quite a massive, robust, sturdy element for this class of machine. That's what makes it, I would say, better in Kelly bar drilling.
I think the mast attachment a lot closer to the body of the machine, therefore offering more robustness. Being built on a Eurocomach ESP-100 also presents a series of advantages, such as the extendable undercarriage, such as the comfort of the cabin. air conditioner, extra power.
So I was talking to a few clients a few days ago, and I was saying the reason why piling rig manufacturers choose to use excavator mounted machines is because you see excavators are built like by thousands, whereas piling rigs, they're a lot more specialized, they're a lot more unique. They don't build as many. So of course, a manufacturer, an OEM that builds thousands of them has a lot more resources to put into research, into making them more comfortable, into making them more smooth, easier to operate, more intuitive, right? So that's the reason, that's another reason why IMT, for example, chooses on some of their models, not on all of them, but some of them, to actually use either Doosan bases or Caterpillar or Eurocomach. And of course, as I was saying here, the support, because again, we're doing a lot more specialized, a lot more unique machines. We have less of them, so less mass production, less dealers around the world, less support network. Because of that, when you work with a reputable base, say for example Caterpillar, they literally have representatives anywhere in Australia, in the most remote places you can think of.
You're not only getting the support from the Eurocomach base, which is the actual undercarriage of the machine, you get TerraQUIP's full support from 4 qualified technicians, spare parts, and overall diagnostics.
And of course, when it comes to the drilling attachment, both for Marini and IMT, we're the ones that that help you with it and provide a warranty.
Another great advantage about IMT is the fact that it can support both types of Kelly bars. So it can support the multi-lock, which is the IMT traditional style, as well as the J-lock style.
So as I was saying earlier, traditionally IMT comes with a multi-lock style Kelly bar. However, our rotaries are adaptable to use a J-lock style as well, whereas the Marini comes with the traditional J-lock style. So that's another difference between the two machines.
The unique feature of the IMT A45 is the fact that it comes with a segmental mast, which gives us the ability to convert into low headroom.
Right. So you can see right up there, just above the tilting cylinders, there's a flange where the intermediate mast can actually come out and the cat head comes down, which allows for this machine to be converted into low headroom. So that's quite an advantage. The MRP-400 is a standard mast, and it doesn't really have the option for the low headroom.
And the ability to drill in under 5.9 meters low headroom. Besides being able to drill in normal Kelly bar, low headroom, with this machine you can also have the ability to convert in continuous flight auger and give you the...
So just moving a little bit from the continuous flight auger, I was saying earlier with that really cool shot showing both the Kelly bar and the CFA, you can see here how the A45 has its mast a lot closer to its body compared to the really far reach that the MRP-400 can offer.
It's easy to drill at 11 meters deep at 450 mil diameter. Together with IMT, we've sold a few IMT A45s model worldwide, and so far the feedback has been nothing but great. So if you're in the market for a 16-ton class machine that's strong, powerful, and reliable, please feel free to give us a call. We have one in stock ready to go.
That's right. We do have one in stock every single time. The A45 is kind of an affordable piling. It's not millions of dollars. So that allows us to keep one in stock every single time. As soon as we sell one, we place an order for another one, and they're pretty fast to arrive. They don't take months and months like bigger models to arrive. Now, I left the biggest difference between these two machines at the end, because I feel like this is where this is where kind of like the tires meet the road, so to speak. The biggest difference is the fact that the IMT is traditionally a more simple machine, a machine that doesn't want to rely too much on electronics, and they want to make it, you know, free of too many bells and whistles and stuff like that. Whereas the MRP-400 wants to be and is a more modern machine that has the, as I said, the MTronic system. The operator literally has the ability to check the maintenance on the machine and the steps required for the maintenance of the machine on the MTronic system. The MRP-400, for example, has the auto greaser, which is something that the IMT doesn't have. It's a more simple, you just go to each individual greasing point and you just do it. So IMT is a more simple machine that's, let's say, more specialized in Kelly bar drilling, whereas the MRP-400 is more suitable for, I would say, it's better in CFA, and it's a more, let's say, advanced machine in terms of electronics and the features that it offers. However, we support both of them, and they're both great machines. And as I said, 70% of them is kind of the same because the base is identical. It's a Eurocomach ESP100. So in conclusion, guys, both of these machines are extraordinary in my opinion. I support them. I like them both very much. One, as I said, better for Kelly bar, that's the A45. One of them I like better in CFA, the MRP-400. If you're after a machine that's more, let's say, modern, more advanced, you like the bells and whistles, you like the auto greasing system, you got the remote assistance and all this stuff, the MRP-400 is the machine for you. And of course, you got to spend a little bit more. If, however, you're more just about Kelly bar drilling, maybe harder material, a simple machine with a slightly lesser price, then the A45 is the machine for you. Now, thank you very much for watching. We're finishing here episode 9. Please stay tuned because with episode 10, we're going to go into our next overlapping models. We have 2 overlapping models. And that's the 27-ton class machine with the A90, IMT A90, and then the MRP-750, which was recently introduced at Bauma in Germany. So we're going to be talking about the differences on both of these units on the next episode. Stay tuned and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to TerraQUIP Talk. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to support us is by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And don't forget to subscribe on YouTube so you never miss an episode. You can also find out more from me on all social media platforms. The links are below. Until then, remember, if it's not turning, you're not earning.